Okay. Okay, good morning, everybody. As we go to the Chitas of today, we are holding in the portion of Pekudei, where we continue to repeat the Mishkan, ultimately the building of this beautiful Mishkan that was built in the tabernacle. And we're holding on chapter 39, verse number 2. And he made Bezalel made the ephod out of gold, blue, and purple, and crimson wool, and twisted fine linen, and he hammered out sheets of gold. And he cut the threads for him to work the gold into blue wool. Into purple wool, and into the crimson wool, and into the linen, fine linen. This was a work of mastery. So Rashi says, he goes through how it was done by Yerkoi. He would spread out L'Reika, the earth, as it says, to whom was spread L'Reika Aretz Al Hamayim, that he spreads it out like a sheet. Tagamunkel, it's rendered didu, and they hammered thin plates out of gold. Here the text teaches us how they spun the gold together with the wool threads. So we would hammer out the gold into sheets and cut the threads and thread them out along the length of the sheets in order to work these threads by combining them with each kind of colored material in the chosen, the choshen, and in the ephod, about which gold is mentioned. So there was like they made it into the gold threads, and they would mix it together with each and other thread. One thread of gold was entwined with 6 threads of blue wool, and similarly with each kind of wool, with the crimson wool and with the shea, it was all mixed in one thread of gold, and the gold was 7 thread within each one, because each one was made out of 6. There were 6 strands of wool, different colors of wool, and 1 thread of gold. They made connecting shoulder straps for both of its ends. They're entirely connected. And its decorative band. Hope you remember all from Parshas Terum and Tetzaveh. He made a decorative band in which above emanated from the ephod, from the apron. The band was made out of gold, blue, purple, and crimson wool, and twisted fine linen, as the Lord Kashatziva Hashem es Moshe, as the Lord commanded Moshe. Verse 6, and then they prepared the Shoam stones, which the princes gave. Masubis mitzvah, they were enclosed in gold settings. They were engraved seals with the names of the sons of Israel on those 2 stones. Verse 7, and he put them on the shoulders of the straps of the ephod. Hope you remember all this. Avnei Zikarin, they were stones of remembrance of Bnei Yisrael to the Jewish people. Kashatziva Hashem es Moshe, as God commanded Moshe. Verse number 8, then he made the choshen, the breastplate. Maseh choshen was a work of mastery weavery. Kemaseh ephod was the same way that the ephod was made. It was made out of work of the ephod, gold, purple, crimson wool, and twisted fine linen. Ravua, it was square, and then kaful, and then they doubled it over. Also, Zacheshen, they made it doubled over, the length of one span and one width its span. Ravua kaful, it was doubled over. By and then they put 4 rows of stones on the front of the ephod, in front of the choshen. I'm sorry. One row was Adam, Pidida, Barekes, and was 1 row. The second row was Hasheni, was Neufech, Sapir, and Yahalom. Batura Shlishi, and the third row was Leshem, Shava, V'achlama. Batura Levi, in the 4th row was Tarshish, Shoyam, Yeshva. These are different stones. Misabes Mishmei Zav, they were all in the settings of gold in their fillings. Verse 14, V'avadim al Shmeis Bnei Yisrael, and the stones were the names of the Jewish people. Shtei Masar, there were 12 stones on the 12 names of the Jewish people. B'tuchei Chaitzam Ish al Shmei l'Shtei Masar Chayim. They were, each one had its name on the 12 tribes. And as we mentioned previously, that they were missing in the 12 names of the tribes of the Jews was missing 2 letters, the Chetz and the Tes. So that's why there was also the names of Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov were also on these 12 stones, and also the word Shiftei Yisrael, the tribes of the Jews. So in those words, you had the Ches, Yitzchak was a Ches, Shiftei, the tribes, was a Tes. So there you had all the 23 letters of the Hebrew alphabet were ultimately on these 12 stones. And it was important to have all the Hebrew alphabet because, as we know, that it was called the Urim V'Tumim, that there was a name of God in the flap of the Choshen. There was a paper with the name of God. It was not there in the second temple. It was only there in the first temple. And anything that was asked by the Kohen, if the Jews, the high court did not know the law, especially to go out to war or not, they would go and ask the Kohen Gadol, and he would ask the Urim V'Tumim. He would ask his breastplate, and the letters would shine out. Wow, we have twice Elliot with us. That's a miraculous situation. Okay, we're holding verse 17. Verse 15. And the Choshen made chains, chain at the edge of cable work, pure gold was on the chain. The chain was made out of pure gold. He made 2 golden settings and 2 golden rings, and they were placed the 2 rings at the end of the Choshen. So the Choshen, the top of the Choshen, had 2 rings, and these gold chains were connected to those 2 rings. And those 2 gold chains would connect to the ephod, to the straps of the ephod. He placed the 2 gold cables on the 2 gold rings at the end of the Choshen. And the 2 ends of the 2 cables they placed upon the 2 settings. And they were connected to the straps of the ephod, the end of the straps of the ephod, which was in front of him. And then he made 2 gold rings on the bottom of the Choshen, to the end of the Choshen, on its edges that face the inner side of the ephod. They made 2 gold rings and placed them on 2 shoulder straps of the ephod from below towards its front, adjacent to its seam, above the band of the ephod, and that's how they tied ultimately the Choshen down, that it didn't move from him, as it says in verse 20. They fastened the Choshen by its rings to the rings of the ephod with a cord of blue wool, so that it could be upon the band of the ephod, so that the Choshen would not move off the ephod. It would not move because now the Kohen Gadol wore many ropes around him. Besides having a sash like every other Kohen, the ephod was roped around him. The Choshen was roped around him. His hat was roped around. The tzitz was roped around him. He was well roped up and well bonded together. And that completes the Chumash of today. We now go to the Tanya of the day. We continue Chapter Lamed Beis of Tanya. And the Alter Rebbe continues. And he said he explained the Gemara. The Gemara says that if somebody's a sinner, you should hate him. So the Alter Rebbe says that's talking about somebody who is your best friend. He's on your same level like you. And you also did the obligation of rebuking him, telling him he needs to be better. But one who is not his companion, meaning he's not his equal in Torah and mitzvahs, as our sages say concerning ignorant in general, even his deliberate transgression in regard to inverted acts, since he's unaware of the gravity of sins. This is most Jews today that have no knowledge, and therefore they're all inadvertent acts. Nor is he intimate in terms with him. So therefore, not only does one he's not enjoyed to hate him. On the contrary, he must in fact strive to come closer to him, as the Alter Rebbe states shortly. A person that's not your level, a person that doesn't know anything, you have to hate him. Chas v'shalom. God forbid, this is what Hillel said. Be like the students of Aaron. Oyev shalom, roidev shalom, oyev sabrius and mekarvel atayra. Be a disciple of Aaron. Love peace, pursue peace, love everybody, love all creatures, and bring him closer to God. Loima, why does the Mishnah, it's a Mishnah in Ethics of Our Fathers, why does the Mishnah say Brios, creations, means that even those who are far from God's Torah and His service, for which reason they are classified as simply as creatures, indicating the fact they are God's creation, is their sole virtue. God created them. They're unholy, they're not learned, but God created them. So one must attract them with strong cords of love. You're not allowed to rebuke them. You're not allowed to rebuke a Jew that is not on your level, that is not on the situation that you are in. Maybe if you love him, perhaps if you're going to love him and show unbelievable love to him, maybe the more you love them, the more you'll bring them closer to God. And what happens if you love him and you show him unbelievable love, and he doesn't become close to God? You have not fortified anything. We did a great mitzvah. You did the mitzvah of love. The truth is, the more you show love to a person and he doesn't think you have an agenda, the more you'll be able to accomplish with him. When people feel that you have an agenda, you're out to get them, you're out to impress them, you have to force them, it doesn't work. Show them unconditional love. And that's the mitzvah. You need to show another person unconditional love. And that's what happens is none of your business. As he's interesting, Alter Rebbe says an interesting in Hebrew word over here. Kulai ulai. Kulai ulai. Maybe. You know what? You do yours, and maybe the person will respond. But that has nothing to do with you. If the person responds, that's his response. If he doesn't respond, you at least did the mitzvah. You had a mitzvah of Avas Yisrael. You showed the love of another Jew. And that's your obligation. So that's the Alter Rebbe says. In essence, most of us are not on par with other people. We're all not the same. Everybody's in a different level. Everybody's in a different station in life. Everybody's in a different reality. And therefore, we only should show love to another, not rebuke one another, not be critical of one another, only show Avas Yisrael, only have love of one another. And that will change the situation, the Alter Rebbe says. And that completes the Tanya of today. Today is the 27th day of the month, and it's chapter 120 to chapter 134. It's 15 chapters of Shir Amalis, chapter 120 to chapter 134, and you would have done the chitas of the day. In Meitz Hashem, we will continue tomorrow at 8 a.m. to learn the chitas of the day. As we march towards the end of this month, in the month of Adar Sheni, when we finish the Shabbos Chazak Chazak, we finish the entire book of Shemais, and we go into the book of Vayikra, the book of Leviticus. I wish you all a great day, a happy day, a healthy day, a wonderful day. See you tomorrow, 8 a.m. We'll continue the chitas of the day.